The trailer looks very freaky.
Your daughter's name?
A little bit sci-fi,
Lila Morales.
a little bit moral, questionable.
Maybe she can help another kid out there.
You can leave now.
This is like a Shudder exclusive. It's the lady at the mortician reanimating the daughter.
My daughter is not an experiment.
That's Muriel. She died 2 months ago.
This was really close to coming on my list. It looks like not so sci-fi that it's off into the future ways. Like, what if your child passed and someone brought them back? What would you do to keep that child?
I am doing everything I can to keep her alive.
Birth/Rebirth. If you guys have seen The Reanimator, it gives you Reanimator vibes. Apparently, this is like a Shudder exclusive. It's about this lady, I guess her daughter dies or something, and the lady at the mortician place ends up reanimating the daughter, and like the mom finds out about it, and it just seems like a crazy movie. It just reminds me of just Herbert West all the way, and it's directed by a woman by the name of Laura Moss. Not really familiar with her work. I looked at some of her other films, like none of them look familiar, but this movie looks super interesting, and Shudder's hit or miss. I've had the Shudder app before. It's very hit or miss. You can have a movie that looks freaking excellent, but this film right here actually has me intrigued. Like the idea of reanimating somebody and, what can possibly go wrong, and then also you're kind of tugging at the mother's heartstrings because she just lost her daughter, and to see her daughter back alive, is she going to accept it for what it is, or is she going to be like, yo, this is a monster, like this ain't really my daughter, like my daughter died, so it's many different avenues that they can go with what they want to do with the story. And the trailer is ambiguous enough to the point where you don't feel like you've watched the whole damn movie in the trailer, which is what studios are doing now. But yeah, so Birth/Rebirth looks very interesting, and that's a Shudder exclusive. So that's going to go straight to streaming.
And this is Judy Reyes from, she was Carla in Scrubs. So for for anyone who loved the TV show Scrubs like 10, 12 years ago, she was the nurse who was dating Turk in that one. And she also was she was in Claws on TNT, the series, about nails. So that's Judy Reyes. She's playing the mother in this one. The woman in the morgue who reanimates the dead little girl is played by Marin Ireland. I haven't seen anything else that she's done. But yeah, it looks like a really interesting combination of the two of those two reanimating this dead little girl. And the trailer looks very freaky. Like it's a little bit sci-fi, a little bit horror, a little bit moral, questionable, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I this was really close to coming on my list. The way that they film it, it looks relatively realistic. Like it looks like not so sci-fi that it's off into the future ways. Like what if your child passed and someone brought them back? And what would you do to keep that child from? So many good questions with this film that this film looks like it raises. So you're saying this one is going straight to VOD?
I think it's going to Shudder. Shudder's an exclusive horror service. So you want to watch horror movies and you just you want to nonstop stream some horror movies, the Shudder app is nothing but horror movies.
Sweet. And that one's coming out August 18th.